bought a van.
Well, I didn't exactly buy it. I traded straight across for it. Found the older YZ125 that I just never rode anymore. The bike wasn't pretty and the paperwork was lost by the original owner, so it made the process of selling it a lot harder than it should have been. But it didn't seem to bother the previous owner of this van because he traded me for it.
Look at me. I'm like right on top of the front tires. And it drives like a brick. And I'm so happy. So happy. You don't even know.
So here I am, the latest convert to van life, and I'm stupidly excited to begin building this thing out. No, I'm not going to drop everything and travel the world in a van, but I fully intend to have this thing take Sarah and I to new parts of the country we've never been to go adventure and to go ride. This van has some awesome features. It comes complete with a beautiful plywood wall, this rad hole in the dash pre-cut for a stereo, and this awesome feature that keeps those pesky keys from banging on everything while driving. Jokes aside though, I get it, this thing is old and it's ugly. I got it on trade because it had a massive oil leak, but really that's the only mechanical issue, which I've already fixed. I'm beyond happy with getting this thing. I don't need a brand new Sprinter van to fully embrace the van life. I mean, I wouldn't complain if I had one, but this dime a dozen Ford Econoline still has a lot of adventure left in it. Parts for it are also super cheap, which adds to the appeal, and these vans are common so people really know how to work on them if they break. So what makes a van a great adventure rig? I'd say the convenience of everything. First, loading your gear. Loading your dirt bike into a truck is a small chore. You have to set up the ramp, get a step stool, get a running start, try not to lose balance, and then strap it in. It's not a huge deal, but this whole dance can get old, especially after a super tiring day of riding and you just want to pass out. And before you guys tell me just to ride it up the ramp, that's ended poorly too many times for me to even try anymore. Unloading a dirt bike from a full-size truck can be pretty awkward sometimes too. Now, with the van, I can easily just walk it in and walk it out. No stool or coordination needed. Mountain bikes, they're pretty easy to transport in the truck, but it'll save me the struggle of strapping on the tailgate pad for those longer drives.
I'm just gonna get made fun of now.
Second, a van doubles as a mobile changing room. I know all the ladies I've ever gone riding with have mentioned this to me. If you value your privacy, then this is a huge plus. You'll never have that rushed, awkward situation of changing your pants in the passenger seat of your friend's car again. It's nice when it's cold out because it'll keep the wind from chilling you before riding, and it's also great shelter from the weather for spectators too. Third, it keeps your belongings out of sight and out of mind. You'll feel more at ease with your bikes in the van while you run in to grab takeout on the way back from a long ride. It's nice not having that anxious feeling like if you had them sitting out in the open in your truck bed. Finally, it's a tent with wheels. It's super convenient to camp in your van rather than having to unpack and set up a tent. That doesn't mean I'm done using a tent, that's probably my favorite way to camp. But for events, it's super nice. Your footprint at the campground is smaller without having to park a car plus a tent, making more room for others. Also, you get the added privacy of insulated walls between you and the night owls for the times that you aren't one yourself. The first task is to take out this wall. It's good to have a partition to keep the gas fumes out while transporting a motorcycle, but a big wall isn't something I'm interested in since I'm using it for more than just transporting a dirt bike. This lumber is a score though because it's still great raw material for my upcoming build. And now I have a blank canvas and I need to figure out exactly what I'm going to do in here. In its past life, it was strictly a motovan, but now it needs to be multi-use. One weekend, I might go camping with the mountain bikes, so we'll need sleeping quarters and a place inside to store the bikes. But the next weekend, I might be hauling the dirt bike, gas, tools, and gear to an off-road enduro race. So that's my next step, designing a layout that is flexible enough to accommodate for everything. Do you guys have any build ideas to maximize the usage of this van? Leave them in the comments below. I have a rough idea of what I want to do, but I always appreciate suggestions and tips with these things. I'm so stoked to finally have my own van and to be able to share this process with you guys. If you're a fan of the van life and like this kind of content, give this video a like. If you want to follow along with the build and give me some input, you should totally subscribe.
You still have your helmet on.
Safety first, Sarah.
I'll see you guys next week, and as always, keep the rubber side down.